Alright. Hi everyone, so no Andy this week, no Nick, it's just me. I know most of you are only watching now for Andy. As the more astute amongst you will have noticed, all those videos I was putting up with me and Andy and the one last week with me and Nick and Andy were all pre-recorded. I recorded them a few months back, and the reason why I haven't been putting up videos that I record week by week recently is just because I've got a new job, there's a huge commute, and like you give a shit, but you don't need to hear the details of my life, but basically I no longer really have enough time to record rough cuts videos, so this is going to be my last video for the rough cuts. But I really appreciate all you guys giving a shit about what the hell I think about films, because I'm just some fucking dick. But for my last rough cuts review, I'm going to review my favourite film of all time. I can't finish up at the rough cuts without reviewing Quadrophenia. So Quadrophenia is a youth culture film from the late 70s from the UK, and it's set in the mid-60s at the time when the mods and the rockers, these two big youth movements, were at their height. And it's really a film about teenage angst and teenagers finding themselves. My generation! Trying to belong to a gang, trying to break out of the gang, being childish, growing up, falling in love, rejection. It's the best film I've ever seen about being a teenager, being a kid. So who's in this? You got Phil Daniels playing the lead, Jimmy, Ray Winston playing one of his old school friends. This is when Ray Winston was good, before he started trying to take on every American role going and doing his shit accent. They've got Toya Wilcox, Leslie Ash. Some of these people, not a big deal. You probably won't have heard of them if you're not from the UK, but really great actors in their first big roles. You've got Sting in here as well as like the super cool mod with all the best suits and the best scooter, brilliant dancer. Everyone wants to be him, so you've got Sting in there. But the lead character Jimmy is played by Phil Daniels, and he's this kid who's desperately wants to be like a face in the local mod scene. He wants to be seen as being the coolest guy.
You're going to be one of the faces down there, are you?
What do you mean, going to be? I am one of the faces.
He wants to cop off with like the hottest girl in the gang, and then when all that happens, it just all starts to unravel for him. And then towards the end of the film, you see what happens when someone becomes disillusioned with the gang. So it's got that whole sort of roller coaster ride that people have as they go through the teenage years. The riot scenes on Brighton Beach are just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, this is completely one of those films that you could not make today, and they all just go at it on the beach, down the streets, throwing street furniture through windows of shops, smashing up cafes, hitting each other with sticks. It's really great this film got made when it did, because it just could not be made now. It's totally brilliant. It's without a doubt my favourite film. I can just endlessly watch it. It's fantastic. Anyway, that's the end of my last review for the Rough Cuts. I'll still be on my old channel, my own channel, Bauble Rob. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks a lot. I honestly, I don't want to. I'm shit at being earnest, but I do appreciate you guys watching me talk shit every week for the last year. Oh.